What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so before I get into this video, I want to give a big shout out to the brother Aaron for showing love once again to Too Raw for TV. Shout out to you, brother, for showing love. Long-time subscriber and a huge fan of the golden age of the NBA. The donations to the channel via the PayPal. Salute to you. So, I think this flew a little bit below the radar last year. I saw some people talking about it, but I don't think a lot of people talked about this. Dennis Rodman appeared on Vlad TV, right? Now, I'm not subscribed to Vlad, but I did see some talk about this more on like Facebook sports sites, Instagram, but I didn't see too much of it on YouTube in the basketball community. But anyway, Dennis Rodman, 5-time NBA champion, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year award winner, 7-time rebound champion. I think his number 91 should be retired by the Bulls for his contributions. Arguably, he should have been at least co-finals MVP with Michael Jordan in '96. And I think his number 91 should be retired by the Bulls. I mean, hell, who wants to wear number 91? So I don't know why they haven't retired his number. At least the Pistons had the good sense of retiring his number. And you could argue that his impact with the Bulls was greater than his impact with the Pistons overall, because some of the years he wasn't even a starter. But anyway, he's always been pretty keen when it comes to basketball talk, but he's always had this inexplicable disdain for Larry Bird. Ever since his infamous comments about if Larry Bird was black, he'd be just another player. He's always sort of had this disdain for Bird. And he said, remember last year, that he don't think Larry Bird will even be good at playing the NBA today. So he said, quote, if Larry Bird played in this era, I think he'd be playing overseas in Europe. Matter of fact, let me start over. If Larry Bird played in this era, I think he'd be playing overseas in Europe. I'm just letting you know, man. He'd be somewhere over there, man. His game was fit for Boston at the time in the 80s and stuff like that. But in today's world, oh, hell no. There's no way. I think the kid from Denver is way better than him. Oh, my God. He's slow as hell, okay? So, but that guy got a game. I think he's better than Larry Bird. Look, I love Dennis. I do. But when Larry Bird was healthy, because remember, by the time Dennis Rodman became a force, Bird's health was starting to deteriorate as a player. But when he was healthy, I remember him cooking Dennis Rodman, as was the same case for, LeBron fans, his favorite Bull, Scottie Pippen. Oh, my God. Scottie Pippen, Larry Bird used to absolutely torch him. Okay? Matter of fact, didn't Larry Bird once say when Dennis Rodman was guarding him, he told his teammates, pass me the ball, I'm open? I think that has something to do with why Dennis Rodman doesn't like Larry Bird, because of his trash talk. Dennis trash talk, but it was more of a psychological battle. It was more of I'm going to do little things to get under your skin, because Dennis Rodman never got into a fight. Bird used to just say flat out disrespectful shit to people. And I think that's some of why Dennis doesn't like him. But first of all, Dennis, you say some great things at times. You just said some real spiel about how LeBron James wouldn't be as dominant in the 90s, and I agree. But right here, bro, your bias is showing. And look, I'm not immune to it. Some people say I'm biased when it comes to Angel Reese. Maybe I am. Look, I want to fuck her. I know it. I want to fuck Angel Reese, man. So sometimes, man, my dick be thinking when I'm doing videos talking about her. So I apologize. But look, Dennis, come on, bro. First of all, the NBA is predicated right now to the European style. What? Okay, so you say that Bird would be dominant in Europe or good enough to play in Europe, but not in the NBA. But exactly who won in the last few MVP awards? At least let's see. Jokic just won it again. He's from Europe. Embiid, now he's not from Europe, but he's not from here. Then 2 years before that, the last 2 years before that, Jokic, he's from Europe. And then Giannis 2 times from Europe, right? So that's not making sense. Then the way the game is played, the rule changes. It's been a shift from the 2000s where it focused more on athleticism, speed, power, post play, to more perimeter shooting. That's straight European. To be honest with you, if the argument was 20 years ago, would Bird be as effective when it was more physical and it relied a little bit more on athleticism in the 2000s? Because that's what is really, because I know, because I watched basketball in the 2000s. The Pistons era, the Pacers, that's when it kind of helped to be a little bit more athletic. Now, if the argument was then, it made a little bit more sense, though I still think Bird had been great. But this era, you might as well just shoot Larry Bird in the goddamn arm with super soldier formula. It makes no sense what you're talking about. This game is predicated for Larry Bird. Picks and rolls, shooting, no defense being played, no great defense being demanded anymore. Passing, it makes no sense. Excuse me for 1 second. All right, I'm back. I had to tell someone I'm recording the video. I'm calling right back. But yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Come on now. And essentially, Larry Bird is Jokic. Jokic is Larry Bird. The difference is Jokic is bigger, right? Heavier. I would argue that before Bird broke down, Bird was a little bit quicker. I don't know why people act like Bird was walking in cement. No, he wasn't the greatest athlete, but he wasn't exactly. Look, you have to be a great athlete to play in the NBA. I don't know why these dudes think. I don't know, bro. It's just funny how some of these guys that got these beer bellies, these 40-year-old dudes with beer bellies, we talking about how Larry Bird isn't a great athlete. But I guarantee you put Larry Bird from 1985 in a foot race against you, and your ass would have been dropped halfway unconscious somewhere. Okay? Bird was in tremendous shape, tremendous physical shape. He wasn't the fastest, but he had endurance. When he was healthy, he played over 3,000 minutes each season. Every season he played over 3,000 minutes, he went to the NBA Finals. That's a fact. And there's really nothing that Jokic could do that Bird couldn't. And I would argue the separation between the two would be that Bird was a better clutch performer than Jokic. And while Bird and Jokic are not great one-on-one defenders, Bird was a much better, matter of fact, he's one of the league's best help defenders. And his basketball IQ was non-pareil, second to none. Second to none. And his movement on the court was better than Bird's. Coming off curls, going through screens. He did a lot of the dirty stuff Well, I'm talking about defense, but offensively, he did a lot more and was more offensively. That's where I want to look at it. Mobile. I guess that's how I want to put it. He could do more things on the court than Jokic can. And even the things that Jokic does well, Bird did better. Jokic is a good three-point shooter. Bird was a great three-point shooter, and he'd be even better today. Jokic is a good free throw shooter. Bird was an exceptional free throw shooter who won free throw titles. Bird was essentially a power forward, a small forward, rebound like a power forward. I did a video about that a couple weeks ago, how Bird really was a power forward playing small forward. And last but not least, when it comes to the Jokic versus Bird comparisons, Bird had a lot more competition at the small forward position and at the power forward position because at times he played power forward than Jokic does. Jokic is really usually matched up against what? Elite matchups. Let's see. Embiid. And what's the other one? What's the other? Is there any elite centers? Embiid. What I feel like I'm missing somebody. Oh, and Anthony Davis. That's it. And sometimes Giannis, if Giannis is guarding him, or if he guards Giannis. That's it. Other guys, I mean, they're okay. Vucevic, Brick Lopez. But Bird had to go up against Dr. J. Now, mind you, sometimes Bird played against power forwards and small forwards. Bird had to match up against Larry. Larry Bird had to match up against Dr. J, Anthony, Alex English, Adrian Dantley, James Worthy, Xavier McDaniel, Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, Tom Chambers, who else? Dominique Wilkins on a regular basis, Orlando Woolridge, man. There's so many other guys, man. Mark Aguirre, Kelly Tripucka, who could score. I'm trying to think of some guys. Who am I forgetting? Scottie Pippen, even though he wasn't in his prime anymore by then. Who else? Marcus Johnson, Bernard King. Come on now. So look, I don't know what Dennis Rodman's talking about at this point, man. I don't know what he's talking about. But this is just sour grapes, man. Larry Bird will arguably be even better today. He'd be a perennial MVP candidate. I think he would be a top 2 to 3 MVP candidate every year. That's just my take on it, man. Tell me what you guys think.